Hey everyone and welcome back. So doing a pickups video, wanted to wait for a couple more things to come in before I did one. Now I am going to actually divide these up into two separate videos only because the other box that I got in, which is my Severin stuff, is actually, I'm waiting on one more thing to come in from them, which is the book that they had to ship separately. So once that comes in, I'm actually going to just do that all in one video. But that's okay because I got plenty to go through in this video, including my monthly Vinegar Syndrome order, some extra stuff I even ordered from them, and a couple other things as well, including one thing that is actually kind of special. So first up, I actually want to do real quick a sort of opening of the Transformers the movie 4K Steelbook. I featured this in my last video at the very end because I was like, I don't think I mentioned this in the previous video. And somebody commented like, oh, you didn't open it and show it off. And you're like, they're right. I should have done that. So I'm actually going to start it off and do that right now. I decided not to even open it at all. I'm going to do it the next video that I made, which is this one. Plastic off. And so here's just the outer sleeve there, and here is the steelbook right here, which is actually really, really nice. I'm gonna see if you can catch in the light, but there's just sort of those aren't scratches, they're like little indentations, part of the design. I don't know if you can see that, it's a little hard to see. So there's the front of the steelbook, and there's the side with the title, and there is the back right there. And let's open this up right here, and then here. All right, let me flip them around because that's my thing. So here's the inside right here is the 4K disc, and then the Blu-ray disc right behind it. It has this little envelope, which I think has like a couple picture cards. But let me slowly remove these discs. We can check out the inside of the steelbook art. You can see right there. Kind of simple, but I like it. All right, let's check out what is in here. What is this? Couple cards, and actually on kind of thick stock. So here is one right there. And there's one right there with Optimus Prime. And there's the next one. And then finally there is Megatron right there. So very, very cool steelbook. Again, this is the Shout Factory 4K release of Transformers the movie. Should open this up on the last one. But thank you for pointing that out. I'm glad I was able to finally do that on camera. So getting to the new stuff, I got two shirts in from Fright Rags. So real quick, so today I'm wearing my Fright Rags Day of the Dead sort of, TV premiere shirts, kind of a fake ad, which I love their fake ad shirts. And indeed, I was finally able to get this other one, also for Day of the Dead, which is just a kind of a fake theatrical one. As you can see right there, looks fantastic. And then finally, I got in this American Werewolf in London shirt. This is a repressing of an older design, but I missed out on it before, so I was happy to finally get one. Some of you know I love American Werewolf in London, and it seems wrong that I don't have an American Werewolf in London shirt of any kind. All right, so now we get back to the movie. So one more, before I get to my Vinegar Syndrome stuff, I got one more release here. This one is from Blue Underground. This is the new release of Two Evil Eyes, the film by George Romero and Dario Argento. This is a two-story anthology. There's the front of the slipcover, and there is the back. Obviously the 4K release. And then on the inside, I did flip it to show the original poster artwork. And of course, just the disc right here. It's a 4K disc, and then the Blu-ray, which has a majority of the extras on it. I think it's the same disc that was in their two-disc Blu-ray set. And I'm not going to lie, I was actually going to hold off on this. Not that I didn't want it, but I was kind of waiting for a little bit of maybe a sale or something. And then I saw that Blue Underground had shipped out all of their copies that had slipcovers, so whatever was out there already in stores was all that it was going to have a slipcover. And I was like, I should probably get it if I want the slipcover. So yeah, I became that guy. I literally went ahead and bought it because I didn't want to miss out on the slipcover. But I think a lot of you already knew that about me anyway. Okay, let's get to the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. So a couple things from the Vinegar Syndrome order. So one of them obviously is my monthly, because I'm a subscriber, so I got the monthly titles in. And then I also decided, right after I got back from my trip, I was like, you know what? There's a couple ones that they have from some of their partner labels that have been put out. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get a couple of them. Because again, I get them a little bit of a discount. So first up for the monthly subscription ones. So let's just get the spicy one out of the way. And this is the movie Phantasm. No, not that Phantasm. A completely different Phantasm. And there is the front right there. Phantasm, and it does have the second feature, Phantasm Comes Again. And there's the back. It does have a slip cover. I can can't really show, but basically it's these two images, but a little bit more revealing. So yeah, so they're not quite cut out for the reveal on the tubes. So next up, part of their more horror related ones. This one is Auntie Lee's Meat Pies, and there is the front of their amazing slipcover, and there's the back in more ways than one. And I did flip the inside real quick. As you can see right there, there's the flip side of the insert. I can't remember, was this a Trauma release originally? I can't remember, I'm blanking. Next up is Girls School Screamers, and I love this slipcover. Look at that. Let's see if you can catch some of the light as far as see where it's kind of it has some reflective stuff to it. That's just insane. So there's the front of the slipcover, and there is the back, the finishing school that finished them off. And then here is the inside, which I did flip around, and just there's the back right there as well. Next up is their new 4K release, and that is for the movie Terminal Island, and this is the slipcover. There's a front right there, and there's the back, Mad Dog Killers. And it says, men and women, black and white, taken from death row, condemned to Devil's Island, USA, where living is worse than dying. And I did flip around the inside cover, so you can see right there. And there is the back real quick. And of course the inside with the Blu-ray and the 4K disc. Interesting choices that they're making for their 4K releases, and I absolutely love it because they're not all of them, you know, obviously they did like Beastmaster, which honestly makes sense because that's a built-in audience, but some of these other ones it's like, well, taking a chance, but I really appreciate it. You know, I think that's nice to know that the format has sort of gotten to that point too, where I think it's still an expensive format to produce for, but it's obviously getting to the point where at least some of these companies are able to take a chance on titles that are still not as well known, you know, or very niche at least. So for the other title is of course their new VSA title, and that is the movie Whatever It Takes. And there's the front of the slipcover, and there is the back, which I think was the cover of the video box, if I'm not mistaken. And I have number, does that say 2066 out of, does it say 5,000? Which you can see right there. There it is on the top. That is a high run for this. I thought most of these usually got like 1,500 to 2,000 prints or something. But anyway, so I did flip the inside. Again, there's that, which I think was the video cover. And then there is back right there. Always the case. They do come with a poster. So here it has the poster of this. I believe the older cover right there. And then their new artwork, which does look fantastic. Sorry about the glare, but I hope you can see that okay. Now, obviously, I mean, because it's one of their VSA titles, it's not included in the subscription, so I do have to get it separately. But, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm collecting their VSA titles as well, but I would have gotten this one anyway for two reasons. One, it has Fred Williamson. As mentioned before, I'm a big Fred Williamson fan. It has Andrew Dice Clay in it, which I'm a big Andrew Dice Clay fan, so it's like, that's two good reasons to get a movie. So that's it for the Vinegar Syndrome ones. Now the next ones are again sort of from Vinegar Syndrome, but they're from their partner labels. So they're ones that I think they release. So for let me hold on one second. I'm actually gonna split this up. First up is a crime. Well, actually, this says the released by Vinegar Syndrome. So, oh, maybe no, this is Vinegar Syndrome. Oh, maybe this is one of their you know, I should probably check. So this is Norman Mailer's Tough Guys Don't Dance. And here is the front of the slipcover right here. And there is the back. Now the interesting thing about this, which I'm going to show in a second. Actually, what? Hold on, so here's the inside cover right there. There's the back. So the interesting thing about this movie has an interesting cast. Ryan O'Neal, Isabella Rossellini, Wings Hauser. It says a love story haunted by murder. So on the back of the slipcover, and this is actually what really makes it interesting, is that it lists a couple quotes from reviews that are saying one end it's amazing, the other saying it's terrible. So for example, it says bold, innovative, wonderful. And then another quote said stinks. And then another one says, giant death orgy with lots of maniacs. And the next one is one of the worst ever. My grandmother could do better. Next one is excellent, crazy entertainment, very funny. Next quote is gross, sleazy garbage. And then quick turns of plot, enjoyed having to think. And then finally, whoever wrote this has never read a good book. It's like it was made by Norman Mailer. It's like so anyway, obviously a very divisive film in some way, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. So next up is one that actually my buddy Lindell recommended to me, and it's one that, like, I'm surprised I didn't have, and that is the movie Walking the Edge. And there's the front of the slipcover, and there is the back, that on the inside, which I think is very, very cool. And then just there's the back, which I know it's all text. So this is a partner label, but Vinegar Syndrome, I guess, is handling, at least just putting it out on disc. Obviously, because they even created, obviously, this really cool slipcover. But the funny thing is, like, a buddy of mine was just like, I think, messaged me one night and was just like, watching the movie with Joe Spinell. I was like, really? What do you watch? It's like, the movie Walking the Edge. It's got Robert Forster in it. I'm like, what? What is that? Or I think he told me that he got it from Vinegar Syndrome, and I was like, why do I not have that? So I had to change that. Now, it did come with an extra disc, so I don't know if I need to double check. I don't know if there's a problem with the Blu-ray or something, so I need to check whether or not that's like a replacement disc or something. But it came with it, so I don't have to do anything. Just make sure I watch the right disc. Next up is a 4K release. This is the movie Deadlock, and there's a front of the slipcover, and there is the back right there, and then here is the inside, which you can see right there, and there is the back of it. So again, this is a 4K release. This is I think a German film. So there's just the inside real quick. So I'm trying to remember. I ordered this for a reason. I think it just kind of looked, I think I watched the trailer or something. It just looked good, so I decided to order it and give it a shot. And then finally, I got the new AGFA release of She-Freak with an amazing slipcover. There's the front, and there is the back. Look at that. That is awesome. She-Freak coming may blow your mind. Orgy of Evil. And then here's the inside with another absolutely amazing cover. That might be like maybe the poster or something, but look at that. And then just real quick, there is the back. And this is one that I think I kind of loosely remember, like the VHS box of it. I kind of always wondered, but I'm pretty sure I've never actually seen it. So looking forward to actually checking it out. And when I ordered this as well, I was like, look at because I think I mentioned before they have those like wooden dividers, and I noticed that they had one for American Genre Film Archive. And this is actually a lot nice. This is actually kind of thick and got some weight to it and everything. It's got a plastic wrap that I need to take off. But as you can see there, so American Genre Film Archive, what you do is, you have it on your shelf right there. And because I have enough of their titles, of course, I can, on the shelf, it just sort of helps divide where they are. I really like actually having these, especially for something. Yeah, I'd like to actually get more of this because it's like I like these dividers. Okay, so two more things real quick. This first thing, so I think I mentioned before anyway, that I have been changing my collecting habits. I think, oh God, I keep mentioning that I'm going to do a video on it, and you know what, I just need to do it. What am I doing this week? I'm just going to pick a day this week, and you know what, I should literally just sit down and just record it, and because it's like, I know some of you have even asked for it. So anyway, as far as collecting goes, I'm trying to be very specific as far as what I collect, and I'm trying to avoid not collecting toys and things like that. Like, I know you can make the argument that like NECA stuff is toys, but to me, NECA stuff is much more of a collectible, like display piece, even though they are technically toys. I always look at them as something you display. So I don't get, outside of maybe an occasional special Lego set, even though I've cut back way on that stuff, I don't actually get toys anymore. But unfortunately, I was at Target a couple days ago, and one of my favorite scenes from most movies actually has a toy. And when I saw it, and I think you will understand why I had to make an exception in this case, and that is indeed this Jurassic Park T-Rex attack scene, which I hope you can see that right there. I'm sorry about the glare, but look, it's got the T-Rex, it's got the Jeep, even has a little Tim right there. First off, look at the T-Rex. T-Rex looks great. The Jeep looks fine. Even though it's plastic, it just looks good. I'm sorry, I know Tim's back there in the dark, but just kind of give you an idea of kind of what this. So I saw this, I'm like, first off, this is technically a kid's toy, and it's probably the most intense scene in the film. But obviously, the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. One of my favorite scenes. They made a toy out of it. Obviously, I had to get it. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know where to display it or what the hell I'm going to do, but it's like, I could not pass that up. I'm sure some of you could probably understand that. Like I said, I got it from Target, and my Target had several of them. So, yeah, if any of you are interested, hey, just run out to Target and stuff. And then finally, something something very special that I got in. So the George Romero Foundation did a celebratory earlier this year of George Romero's Knightriders, probably one of his most underrated films. And to celebrate, you could, you could buy a couple things that they put up for sale, which obviously helps the foundation. And one of the things I saw, which I thought was just perfect, was this handmade mug. See, it says Knightriders there, and it's just a very simple but very kind of like perfect mug. As you can see, and then on the bottom right there, I got number 80 out of 100. And again, these are handmade. If I'm not mistaken, I think these were actually made by Christian Stavrakis, who I did get the George Romero bust and the Creepshow ashtray from as well. We don't get many stuff from Knightriders, so I mean, the fact that I could get something kind of special that I'm obviously not going to drink out of, I'm going to put it with my George Romero display. It meant a lot to me, and so I was very happy I was able to get one and also support the foundation. So I did just get that in, so just wanted to include that obviously in this video. So I know there's a lot here. It's a little bit longer than I usually like to keep these videos, but you can see why. There's a lot to go through. A lot of pre-orders and a lot of other stuff that kind of came in. A couple things I splurged on, obviously. But definitely let me know if you've picked up anything recently, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.